Welcome to Rebel Speak and Be Encouraged. Today I'm reading out of Isaiah 21 and when Babylon falls. And I'm thinking about being at the gate and positions of watching and waiting in expectation, where God is not an if, but a definite when. When? So here we are. Then the watchman called out. Actually, I'm going to say this. Meanwhile, this is Isaiah 21. Meanwhile, Yahweh said to me, put a watchman on the city wall to shout out what he sees. Tell him to sound the alert when he sees chariots drawn by horses and warriors mounted on donkeys and camels. So that's quite a breadth. There's chariots and there's horses and there's donkeys and there's camels. And there's a watchman at the tower and they're waiting. And I think there's a lot of people right now in this season that are waiting. And they've been waiting for a long time, like the virgins with the oil, where some of the oils run out. The wait is so much longer than anticipated, where God's spoken something and said, look and wait, and there's been this looking and this waiting, and you've established the looking and the waiting, and it's just, there's something about God that seems kind of iffy right now. Like there's this iffiness to God, and it's been a long wait. And then, here we go, then the watchman called out, day after day I have stood on the watchtower, my Lord. Night after night I have remained at my post. I've been really faithful. I've been really faithful at great cost, right? At great cost I've been faithful. My Lord, night after night I have remained at my post. Now, at last, look, what a great, I've been there and I've been doing my thing, and now at last, look. And what does the one at this position see? Here come the chariots and warriors. Then the watchman said, Babylon is fallen. All the idols of Babylon lie broken on the ground. O my people, threshed and winnowed, I have told you everything Yahweh Almighty, the God of Israel, has said. I just want to encourage, my little encouragement. I want to encourage you where you're looking and waiting. You're looking and waiting for very good news. You're looking and waiting for exceptionally good news. God has spoken something to you, and God said, wait and look. And it's the degree, God's growing our capacity for waiting. That waiting is a byproduct of trust, okay? If someone tells me they're coming and I know they're 1,000% reliable, I'll keep waiting for them. If someone tells me they're coming and they're not reliable, I'll give up and, I don't know, do something else, walk home, if that situation is a good image. And God has said, put one at the watchtower. Look, and this is a prophetic. We're in Isaiah 21, and there's a prophetic declaration of Babylon will fall. And Babylon's not the leading power at this point in time. It's Assyria. It's Assyria. It's a long way off. What this watchman at the tower sees is a long way off. But I want to say it's something worth seeing. It's something worth seeing. If you're a gatekeeper, if you're a watchman, if you're waiting and looking for something God has told you to look and wait for. I think of Anna waiting to see a Messiah at the temple. She's, I think, 84, if I remember correctly. But you're looking for something. She's been sitting there and waiting. She's been worshiping. I'm not going to say sitting. She's been worshiping there, waiting for a long time. And she has the joy and the privilege of seeing that for which she has waited. And I just want to encourage you in your expectations, that we can feel the passing of time and it can frustrate us, versus the joy of that which arrives. For Sarah, she names Isaac laughter, because the joy, who thought me, an old woman, would laugh? She and Abram both are happy to pull her out of the picture in a meaningful, real way. But it's her, she's the one giving birth to Isaac. And she laughs. She knows joy. And I just want to say, you might be sitting in situations and predicaments that God has spoken something very, very good. And day and night, you're there. Day and night. This is way in advance. It's the time of Assyria waiting for something when the Babylon, the one that really has brought the end to the southern kingdom, but hasn't, because the storyline doesn't end. It doesn't end. But we can feel like, okay, God, you've established me in this place. What's the point? Be encouraged. If God called you there and established you there, you're going to see something so delicious and worth the wait. You're going to see Babylon fall, and you're going to have great joy when Babylon, the true enemy, the one that wants all the glory for itself, when Babylon falls, there will be great joy in your own heart. If God's called you to watch and wait for that, watch and wait, enjoy. Some people do that well. I've met people and I've heard people where like, no, God told me to wait and I knew it was going to be good, and I just went on, and wow, I follow them. I'm learning. I follow their expertise at waiting. There's a way of waiting that's not waiting. There's a way of just kind of giving up that might look like waiting, but it's not waiting. Waiting has expectation. Waiting sees the losses and the frustration and says, praise God, there's a way God's going to make this all very right and very good. And it's not a myth. It's God's character. Be encouraged as you wait. Be encouraged by the goodness of God. Be encouraged by the God who fulfills all that God promises. Be encouraged by God's goodness and kindness, that you don't wait in vain. You wait in real expectation. God's goodness is going to get you to the place where you get to see Babylon fall in whatever that area is that you're waiting upon, and it's going to be joyous indeed. Be confident, be expectant, be encouraged, be blessed.